going to have an inbox preview look at this kit here, which is the Academy Models 135th Tiger One Mid. Academy doesn't have the best reputation in the model world, but I've always had like no problems with them. They seem to build all right, and their price point is really excellent. So this shouldn't all be confused with their older release of the Tiger. This is advertised as a new tool, but we will go over it and see what you actually get in the box. I really like these new boxes that they do with the matte finish on them instead of like the glossy finish, because I always get reflections off the box when I'm trying to make a video. They got the nice Tiger here, and this one, it says it was made for the 70th anniversary of the Normandy invasion. I'm not sure if you find a new one, like because I'm almost positive they're still making this kit, if it still has this sticker on the side of the box or not. But really nice box art. That's a very nice picture that they've done here. And on the side, we can see it says new tooling, and well, it says we've provided a Zimmerit tool. So I guess we'll have to make the actual Zimmerit, but there's nice subjects here. And actually there is Eastern Front subjects as well. At least one. We've got Normandy, Belgium, and well, France and Normandy are the same, so but there is at least one Eastern subject you could do if you wanted. And then we've got a little I'm guessing this is the tool and the photo etch. The kit number is 13287, and on the side they actually give you the paints that you need on the side of the box, which is very helpful. I wish every company would do that. And then they've got multiple different testers: Revell, Vallejo, Life Color. I'm guessing this is Gunze or Mr. Color Paints, GSI. And then you've got Humbrol paints, which I'm not sure if Humbrol, actually I'm not sure if Humbrol and I'm sure Model Master are not in business anymore. It shows you how old this kit actually is already, which it's still, in my opinion, it's still a new kit. But anyways, so we'll have a look and see what's actually inside the box. And we have, they haven't seemed to update their instructions. These are always the way that Academy has done their instructions. They're easy to follow. They're nothing spectacular, but they're very easy to read and see the various parts. And you have the nice detailing here for your figure if you want to do him up. And we have the little, I'm guessing that's your normal safety blurb. And I guess there's a little history here, so that's all probably Korean. I wonder, okay, yeah, we do get it in English, which is all about the Normandy invasion. I don't see anything. It seems to all be just Normandy and France. It doesn't really say anything about the Eastern Front tank. I wonder why they even bothered throwing it in there, but here we go. Of course, I'm sure they don't mention anything about the Canadians who landed in Normandy, but whatever. And here's the several subjects, which you've got the Panzer 101, I think is the first SS, which I can't mention the mustache man's name, so I believe that's who they were. And you've got the France, Belgium, and then this one from 501 Eastern Front. And I thought 501 was a Ferdinand company, but I could be wrong. And it's a nice subject. Interesting they included it in here. Oh, okay, excellent. So we'll have to look at the decal sheet, and you've got a Tiger from Latvia, and Estonia and Ukraine, and another one from the Ukrainian front, and all kinds of Eastern Front tanks in this one. That's very interesting. They advertise it as a like a Western Normandy tank, but you've got all kinds of different paint schemes in here. Even an Italian front tank. That's very interesting. And here's your parts. That's very interesting. They would include so many Eastern Front tanks. Okay, yeah, but you do have them because you've got multiple tank subjects you can build here. Very nice. I'm not sure if they released this mid in a different boxing or not. I'll have to go back and check and see if they do for the Eastern Front. Because I believe they do a early and late Tiger. But I didn't think they reboxed any of them. Very nice decal sheet. And just pull these out. And they are glossy, unfortunately, but I mean, it's no big deal. Should be easy to dull coat those. And we will look at the parts. Which already when you see sprues like this, where they've, like for hollowing things out, you know that it's kind of a newer-ish mold. Which I'm assuming is pieces of the gun, and then you have the rear deck. And the manlet. There's no texture or anything on the manlet at all that I can see. And your ends for your cables. Looks alright. And then your turret. No texture at all. Which I'm assuming this would get covered with Zimmerit if that's what they're asking you to do. But I will show in a minute an alternative to actually having to make it yourself. It looks alright. I mean, you can see the weld seam around it. It's not the greatest weld seam, but it's there. Oh, and there's actually a second. There's actually a second sprue here. I'm going to see if it's the same turret roof or not. No, it's different because there's bolts or rivets here on top of this one. So they are different. These are different turrets. I don't really know why. And then you've got cast check texture on the hatch here, which is nice. And the bin and the front plate here. And here's your gun. And actually this mantlet, it does have texture on it. I'm not sure if it will show up on camera, but it does have a slight texture on it. Because I believe that's a cast hardened piece. I'm not positive, but you can see it does have the texture on it, which the other one didn't. I'm going to see if it's different than the other one also. No, they're both the double periscope, the double little periscope here. So anyways, that's that sprue. And then the little warnings and safety things, which nobody ever reads, I don't think. And we've got, looks like these would go on the interior of the turret. This is cast. You can see the texture in that. That's actually really nice for the exhausts. And the exhausts look good, multi-part. And the side fenders. Nothing special. There's only so much you can do with them. And then we have... these are early exhausts, I believe. These little things are actually filters for the... They go on the air intakes or something like that. I guess we've got a lot of crossover parts in here that we won't be using. And flip it around, and here's your figure. And actually he looks okay. The head sculpt might be a little, I don't know, a little wonky, but it still looks good. Like the detail on the uniform could be easily picked out. So there's him, and your spare tracks, and your wheels. And I guess this is just a mirror of the sheet that was in the other pack. And I'm wondering if these are crossovers actually from the older kit. It's been years and years since I've seen the older kit, so I don't really remember too much, because you've got all these spare shells, and the older kit was actually an interior kit. Not that it was the greatest, but it was an interior kit. So I'm guessing all these things here we probably wouldn't even use. Here's your wheels. And the way they've molded the wheels, it looks like they're easy enough if you wanted to hand paint them. Because Tiger wheels are notoriously hard to do because there's just so many of them. And here's the wheels, the fine detail on them. The wheels are very nicely done. You can see the I'm not sure if I'm not sure if it's just cast or if it's actually welded around them. They're very nice looking. And we have band tracks, which the tracks look okay. Here's the lower hull. Yeah, so this would be, it looks like it's kind of not a 100% new tool, because you can see it says 1996, which would just be a crossover from their older Tiger kit from back in the day when they did it. So it's just kind of an improvement, like they've improved the tooling. Because all this is nice in here, but there's no detail on the bottom. And then you've got band tracks, which actually look excellent. I'm not sure how well they will show up. I don't really want to pull them out of there. And I could care less, really, if the guide horns are open, because sometimes I believe they are solid. I don't believe all of their guide horns are actually open to begin with, but they look really super, super nicely detailed. You can see the cleats and everything on them. So it looks like a really nice lower hull, and then we will have a look at, this last part here. With your opening, this would be an excellent kit to add an engine to, because you've got so many open, like the rear end is open on everything. Here's your upper deck in the front, and the shields for the exhaust. Another front plate, and your cables here, which is the typical way of Tiger kits. And then you have just a minimal amount of photo etch. Looks like you've got the anti-aircraft sight for the machine gun, which is very nice, and you got very fine grilling here, very fine. It looks like they really paid attention to doing the like the mesh that goes over the rear engine deck here. And then you've got this little itty bitty tool here, and it's actually, it looks like the teeth on it, they've actually measured out, which is kind of neat. I mean, I don't know who can really tell the difference between a 0.7 and a 0.5 Zimmerit on an actual vehicle from a photograph, but anyways, it's included in there, which is kind of neat. It's probably not the easiest thing to do in the world, but I'm going to show a product here I would recommend for this kit, which is the Master Tools Zimmerit plastic sheet. This is just a generic Zimmerit sheet. I'm not sure how well it'll show up, but you can see how it's just generic, and it's quite thin. The material is quite thin. I would recommend I can't remember the exact name of the company, if it was Attack Hobbies, where they did resin Zimmerit sets. I recommend those, but this sheet here was about $5 Canadian, which is probably anywhere else in the world is practically free. So I would highly recommend getting one of these Master Tools Zimmerit plastic sheets, and I would use that or this. You can even see here they show the Tiger, and it actually advertises it for a mid version of Tiger, and it says it's suitable for these, so I'm assuming that's this style of Zimmerit. Excellent sheet. You can see here how to use it. I highly recommend this sheet for this particular kit, but this kit looks it looks alright, and the Academy kits are, I will just put this back in here so I can get to the instructions again. The Academy kits are not known to be the best in the world, but really this looks like an excellent base kit. You can upgrade it quite a bit. You can use the Zimmerit sheet that I showed there, and they give you a ton of decal options. They should have advertised it a little bit better as being from the Eastern Front as well. Let me open it up here. And they should have advertised it because you get more subjects actually for the Eastern Front than you do the Western Front, which is very interesting. But I would highly recommend this kit, and it's still a fairly cheap price point, at least of making this video. And you can see the differences between their original kit and this new kit here. So I mean, you can make up your mind which if you think it's an improvement on the older kit or not. And yeah, so this is a highly recommended kit, which is the Tiger One by Academy Models, the mid version. And other than that, thank you for watching.